Alright everybody, welcome back to another Monster Hunter video, and today's video we are talking about the bow. I know you guys requested a bunch of weapons. We do have two other weapons going up on Paradise's channel. Paradise is joining me today. Say hello.
Thank you, thank you. It's good to be back.
Hey. He's going to be talking about the old Sword and Shield and the IG. Both of those weapons are looking great. I will say the IG is looking extraordinary in this game, so definitely give that video a check, even if you're not an Insect Glaive main. Just take a peek. I'm telling you guys, take a peek.
It's not what you think it is from the
It's not what you think it is. It's not clapped. But obviously today this is going to be a top level discussion about the weapon. We're not going to get into the details and the nitty gritty of it and damage and all the stuff and the meta basically. We're just going to be going over a top level opinion of the game and our experiences with the actual weapon and some of the switch skills, so that you know exactly what's going on. If you have any questions about the weapon, then definitely drop it in the comments down below. I try to answer them. If you go back to the other videos, you see that I'm answering questions as much as possible. And try to vote on the next weapon or video that we make. If there's something in particular that you want to know, we have been playing this game for quite a while now, so we probably know a little bit more about certain things than you do. So, okay, let's get into the video!
Let's do it.
What do you think of the bow?
Alright, I'm going to start by saying, like, if I was going to play a ranged weapon, traditionally, I'm whipping out the bow gun. I want to shoot the minigun. I want to have access to cluster bombs, all that kind of stuff. So I've always been a bit hands-off with bow before Rise, to be honest. Like, it just never clicked with me, you know?
Yeah.
But man, bow... How are they doing
Don't tell them
so
yet.
many different weapons?
Don't tell them yet. Let's go through the switch skills and just work our way up. So firstly, one of the things that you need to understand if you're a WoW player or someone coming over or someone that hasn't played the old Monster Hunter games in general, one of the things that they've brought back for this game is shot types. So you can get rapid shots, spread shots, and pair shots. And those change the type of arrows that you loose once you get a different charge level. So they vastly impact the different bow types that you kind of get in the game and how you perform with the bow in a hunt. Obviously, if you get a pierce level, a high pierce level bow, then that's going to be piercing a lot more. If you get a spread one, it will shoot out a fan of arrows in front of you, and it's really cool to see this is actually back. I don't know how it's going to end up towards the end game, because pairing the right shot types with the right bows could be an issue. But there is a system that kind of negates that that you guys will find out once you play more of the game and you get into it a bit more, which is really cool. But how did you find like the different like shot types and stuff like that?
I absolutely loved it. The fact that it just adds that extra flavor, that extra spice to like when you're shooting with your bow. Like, I've always loved pierce ammo on bow guns, so having like that pierce type is just so nice, you know, lining up those long shots through the monster's body. And then like you say, you got spread shot, which is just absolutely awesome to just shoot like, what was it, 5 arrows at once, like just across your whole screen, like damage numbers everywhere. So I personally think that adding those types back is just like absolutely huge. Like you say though, different bows have their own types, so it will be about finding the right bow for your build, you know?
I'm so glad they actually brought this back. I feel like it was definitely something that was missing from Iceborne and World and stuff like that, because back in the old Monster Hunter games, you used to get like these crazy bows that were spread and like had explosives on them and just did the madness on them. So like, I feel like it brings back that fantasy of being able to utilize like a bow in that way. It's just, it could be a problem in the end game when you have like some sick bow that's got some sick stats, but then it's got the wrong shot type or something like that. So we don't know how it's going to work out. Anyway, let's talk about the switch skills, because the switch skills is where the bow is at. Like, this is crazy. So
some nice ones in here too.
In the first one, we have a switch skill called Powershot. This is similar to what it was in World, and that basically at the end of your combo, after charging up, or actually in the mid combo, you can just press A to loose a kind of wide spread arrows, and it does additional damage, or takes that level that you've charged up to, and it does damage. But it's okay, but I wouldn't say it's like groundbreaking, so we're going to move on from that one. It's basically the same as it was in the old games and stuff like that. It just does additional damage, and that's way to end your combo.
Should be familiar.
You should be familiar with that one. But then you have absolute power shot. And then this is where things get super interesting, because I was annoyed that they took away coconuts, because what we call coconuts was the thing that used to rain down. What was it called arc shot in World? Basically, it allowed you to rain down like a cluster of kind of things that bombarded a monster and it had KO capability.
It basically looked like coconuts.
Yeah,
from the sky, like, and they did KO damage, so they're KO.
Yeah. You know? But with absolute power shot, what it essentially does is it adds KO and stun potential to all of your power shots, and you can do about 2 power shots in a row now with absolute power shot. So it's actually got some crazy KO potential, especially when paired up with exhaust damage or like the Thunder Blight or anything like that in the game when you're playing with it. It actually KOs quite quickly, and it kind of makes the bow kind of like a do-it-all weapon with the statuses.
I just want to say to people, like, the head is often the weak spot. Not for all monsters, but for a lot of monsters, the head is the weak spot. So now imagine that you're already going to be trying to aim for that spot, but now you've got like this awesome high KO move in there on your bow to hit those KOs. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy with that, because it's not like it's the Coconuts where you had to put that move into your combo and you had to spam it a few times to get it building up. This was like just part of your rotation that you're probably already doing on the monster's like head anyway. So it's just like extra added in KO damage. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And then we have on the second skill, we have the dodging skills basically. So on the second slot, you get to choose between charging step, which is kind of like your world bow. So you know how in world you used to dodge to keep your charge or continue your combo going. This also levels up your charge and allows you to do that, which is okay. I definitely think a load of people would be using this with like evasion skills to get in of like have a get out of jail free card, and ultimately with
evade distance level 3
gone. You're absolutely gone. You're out there.
I think as well, people, or at least my fond memory of like the charging sidestep is dodge, Dragon Piercer, boom.
yeah.
So I think people are gonna like potentially miss this, but there's obviously the benefits of changing out as well.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely gonna miss this, but I don't necessarily see the purpose at the moment. Maybe once people get more used to the game and we got more game time, we'll understand like what the implications of changing out to the other skill that's in the slot. But the other skill in the slot, nasty, dude. It is actually nasty. I don't think you've used it that much, but
not that much.
It is nasty, dude. So what it does is it switches out your dodge for a really kind of like small one, but you attack at the same time. So if you've watched my Dual Blades video, it allows you to dodge an attack, but this has got some crazy iframes. It is easier to dodge an attack with this small hop than it is to do with a charging step, which is actually insane, and it does crazy damage. You can hit like 100 damage like on a dodge with this, like, so it is actually nuts like how much it does as well. It's a really good counter for when a monster's like charging at you. I love it.
Have you tried this also with the Evade Extender 3? Like, because it's a small hop, but is it a pretty decent hop with Evade Extender 3 because of how nuts the skill is?
No, I haven't tried it out with Evade Extender 3, but I'm sure it will do that. I don't know if it will serve a purpose, like trying to make that hop like longer, because essentially all you want to do is kind of just do the attack and then get out and then go straight into your hop, because you can dodge backwards and forward and be attacking the monster more than like your shot damage is doing with this dodge. Like, it's actually
so
crazy.
you lose your charge with this, but you gain the freaking iframe counter, right?
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off, and I'm
No.
what people would say in the comments about
You don't
that.
lose your charge with this either. You just don't gain a charge, basically. I don't think you gain a charge.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, maybe it's the same.
Okay.
I'm not too sure, but I don't think.
Well, let us know in the comments if anyone has heard of like the exact nuances of the difference between these two, because if you keep your charge, then I don't understand why you would go for the charging side. You know, but Again, we don't know the exact.
Yeah, I think the
nuances,
other
so-
one raises it. This one just keeps it. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's a simple thing anyway. I don't end up missing the charge because if you're about to get hit anyway most of the time. So I'm dodging out there, so you know what's up. But in the last slot, I don't even know what the other skill is in the last slot. What is the... Oh,
People will know it from the demo.
yeah.
You'll remember it from the demo because you've used it from the demo.
Oh, yeah,
I know
yeah.
that. And we were all like, well, maybe this... Like, maybe there's an angle for this one.
I don't even use this skill anymore. Like, what is this skill? It's so irrelevant
People
now.
aren't ready for the new one, by the way. You guys... We'll talk about it. You guys aren't ready for it. It's so cool. But the old one... As you're about to say, tell us about Focus.
So Focus Shot is a real good one for like when you're ending your combo and you've run out of stamina, you pop a Focus Shot, and what this does is you essentially dodge out the way, and I think there's iframes on a certain part of it. Maybe at the end, you get a bit of iframes once you land, but it makes your stamina shoot up drastically. So I can see this working with something like Stamina Surge, and you can instantly fill your stamina quite quickly and just get back into the hunt and continually do damage. But I feel like it's got quite a long like startup time, so I don't end up using it much, and you kind of get hit sometimes. But it looks cool to do some stuff with. I remember in the demo I was dodging like Mizu's all of Mizu's like laser beams quite easily with it, and I just look like a boss. So it makes you look cool, but I don't necessarily think it's got like some great function on it. Have you tried it out or not?
I have tried it out. I think that it has like... This is the thing. If you couldn't swap this skill out, I would really like it because it's like, it's my evade, stamina recovery move. I love it, right? However, they've only gone and made it swap outable for like some insane, awesome level move, you know? I think that it's a good move on its own, but paired against the one we're about to talk about, I feel like people are going to have a hard choice. Do they want the evasion and the stamina, or do they want a cool damage move, essentially, which we'll explain in a second?
So, the skill that you swap it out for is called Aerial Aim, and while it doesn't look... Actually, it kind of does look flashy and is really cool once you're up in the air. Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this, because like you literally dart up into the air and loose like 3 arrows in a row, and your hunter looks kind of crazy doing it because they're shooting shots off, and that would be good if it was just it just looked cool. But the damage that this thing puts out, plus the fact that it works in combination with Powershot, is the most insane thing, and I think it makes this weapon one of, if not the most powerful weapon in the whole game. I think this will probably...
I have to step in real quick. I just said my opinion on bow. I'd rather use a bow gun, right? But I agree with that statement. That's how awesome this move is. I want to set everyone's mind back to Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings, okay? When the elves are on the walls and the orcs are charging and they're just loosing volley after volley, right? Well, now, with the bow, you can do your own volley of like a bunch of elves shooting over Helm's Deep mid-air above the monster. Like, it is the most cool move ever. I'm so jealous that like there aren't more moves like this where you're just doing an awesome damage while it still requires inputs, right? So you still have to do like attack while you're in the sky, and you do have to aim it. Like, there is skill in there too, and I just wish like the bow gun had something like this where you fly into the sky and you just like spray bullets down with the bow gun, you know? But it's such a cool
Like,
move.
the funny thing is, when I found out about this, like, I was trying to convince Paradise to pick up the weapon. I was like, all right, yeah, Paradise, you don't understand. Like, I'm getting Helmbreakers on, like, every shot in terms of, like, damage. And he's like, nah, it can't be possible. I'm on my weapon. What weapon were you using at that point?
I was using the hunting horn, and I had just come off of the high of destroying Demo Magnum Alum with the hunting horn. Like, this is my weapon. It does the most damage. I love it. It's the best. And you're like, you don't even know. And I'm just there like, No, you don't know how much damage I'm doing with that. Anyway, I ended up trying it out, and I've seen The Matrix now.
Yeah,
And it is awesome.
it's not even like close. Like it's not even close. It's like one of those things where like this is the most OP thing in the game, and it's just like a fun thing to use. Even without this, the weapon is super functional and does like a lot of damage. It's not something you will necessarily get in a demo because we didn't have the different bows, we didn't have the different shot types, we didn't have a bunch of skills that were in the final game and stuff like that. But aerial aim and the power shot, you can use those both in conjunction to get the KO. So once you're up in the air, the shots that you're doing with aerial aim seem to count as power shots as well. So you're getting KO damage on the head of the monster, which is actually like nutty. I love this weapon.
It's awesome.
I didn't want to play bow in this game. I am traditionally a bow main. I've been moving to a longsword, but this weapon is calling me back. It does this in every weapon. It just in every game. It seems like it's just like one of those. I don't know. It's just like come back to the range playstyle 2-6.
Back to the dark
come back
side.
to the dark side. Like what with these numbers? Like I just can't. Like I literally just can't not do it. And the fact that you get all the statuses on basically the bows, like you get paralysis, you get exhaust, you get sleep and stuff like that. It's a jack of all trades, and it's just a fun weapon to use as well. I just absolutely love it. One thing that we haven't talked about is the fact that you can use. There's different types of arc shot. So in the demo, you got the healing arc shot that give you like regenerative like health, but there's other ones that you can actually get. So there's one that gives you a buff of like flinch free, and the other one gives you an affinity bonus, which I think is like 10 or 20% or so.
It's 10 or 15.
Oh, 50. It's, yeah, 15%, which is a lot. Like that's like you're gonna have to gem in quite a lot to get like 10 or 15% into something. So that on top of what you're already doing, like if you just throw it out there, your teammates can get in it, you can get in it. It's like it's a fun time. I feel like a load of people that are bow mains are gonna come back to it and just be like, this is this nutty damage. Most of my hunts, my fastest time has been with the bow by far.
Yep, I agree. Like I'm a switch axe main back to Gen, and I've never gelled with a bow, and I'm just absolutely loving it in Rise. Like this aerial aim move combined with the power shots, like you said. I haven't even really tried out the charging sidestep for the iframe, like counter evades. Like that just sounds absolutely. I am personally super into both of this, and I think if you haven't tried out bow or you're kind of on the fence, I would say give it a go.
100%. Obviously, the aerial aim doesn't work too well on monsters with like some crazy hit zones or anything like that, but it is what it is, isn't it? On the monsters that do, it does work well. Just work around it. You're just going to be destroying them, and it's going to be great. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for the video. This has kind of been our longest video so far, actually, and I think there was a lot to unpack here, guys.
There was. The thing is, people going into the bow thinking it's rubbish from the demo, but we got to set the record straight, get those bow mains like the knowledge they need, so that they don't have to put the bow back into that item box to never touch it. Because man, it's so good.
Definitely, if you're thinking about playing through the game with bow and you're thinking about getting into it. What I do in nearly every Monster Hunter game, even as someone that plays a lot of bow and is basically a bow main, I just play through with a melee weapon, so I don't waste my money on like buying shots and stuff like that, and I can build the best bows towards the end game. And it's just a much easier, much enjoyable experience, so that you can jump back on bow. If you want to play through the game on bow, then that's like fine, but that's what I do. I think it's a better way for you to play through the game and just having more enjoyable experience, so that's why I do. If you got any like learnings from your playing, because you guys have nearly got your hands on it, it's basically tomorrow now the game launches, then definitely drop them down in the comments down below and ask, like, tell us what's the next weapon that you want. Like that's a huge one. I think Greatsword might be next up, but if you guys change my mind, then I might be able to do something else, because I know a lot of people asked for Greatsword, and we did Insect Glaive, which is out on Paradise's channel, and we did Sword and Shield, which is out on Paradise's channel. So you guys are gonna head over there and make sure that you watch his video as well.
Thank you. I think that people are also commenting a lot for Charge Blade as well, so really do put your comments below, because one of them's gonna have more people voting for it, so that will be the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And obviously, if you have any broad questions about the game, even when you are playing, then definitely drop them down in the comment section. And we do have like an Arix Gaming Discord that we play in as well. So there's a bunch of people there that will talk Rise and will join you on hunts. There's always people in the groups and stuff like that. And it isn't a toxic place. We try to make it sure that it's as controlled as possible. Even if you're not someone that has like many online friends or whatever, this is the place to go to learn information about Monster Hunter Rise and just different games in general. Definitely jump into there. I'll try to get you guys a link in the description. If I forget it, then don't bite my head off. I'll put it in afterwards. Okay, calm down. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We actually got to like 2,700, which is very close to 3,000, which is like super nuts, like from yesterday. I think we were releasing this video earlier, so maybe by the time we actually finish the video, it'll be on 3,000. But like the love that you guys are showing to these videos and the fact that the Monster Hunter community has been so receptive of us making YouTube videos has just been absolutely crazy, and it's a pleasure making the videos for you guys. So yeah, that's it. Paradise, got anything to say?
That's it. Just stay safe out there, guys. Rise is so close. Are you guys ready? It's so
yeah,
close.
Man.
And yeah, make sure to drop a like as well. If you
yeah.
enjoyed the video.
What weapon?
Smash that like.
What
button.
weapon are you guys going to be playing as well? Like after these weapon reviews and what the knowledge that you guys are going in with, what weapon are you guys going to try out first? That is the question of the day. Bye bye. See you later.